What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Burn the Witch episode .8 is how they're called this one. This one is obviously adapting the original one-shot that started off for Burn the Witch, man. And, you know, it's also kind of weird the way they have adapted Burn the Witch, because, you know, Studio Colorido originally started off with adapting the initial 4 chapters of the manga once it became a full serialized series. We got that first, and then, like, I don't know, like 2 years later, or however long it's been, they finally did like, okay, now we're going to adapt the one-shot. So, yeah, it's just kind of funny how they adapt this one. Then, of course, we have what they have in the ending where they kind of, like, adapted the part that they skipped over from the original manga series. I'm pretty sure that was all from the first chapter in the post-credit scene for this episode. But overall, guys, stories aside, overall, I love this, I guess, I don't know, OVA, whatever you want to call it, of .8, this adaptation of the one shot. I thought it was overall great, man. Art animation for this episode was phenomenal, man. Like, I know, I'm probably sure I've said that, and you guys probably have heard this from other, like, James and other people who were watching this at the time. Remember, there were a lot of people saying the colors for the original anime for Burn the Witch when that came in a couple years ago. A lot of people were mentioning how the colors looked very flat from Studio Colorido. I'm pretty sure I echoed similar sentiment as well when the episode started to drop and the trailers and came out and everything. But I gotta say, man, for this episode, man, the colors looked amazing. I don't think that issue, I guess you can call it, remained here for this episode. I thought the colors for this episode looked a lot better and way more vibrant than they did in the original anime series when that came out a few years ago. So yeah, definitely shout out to Studio Colorido. The colors looked amazing, the art animation was amazing, and just a phenomenal episode, man. But enough of me rambling. Let's just jump right into the actual episode. So we start the episode off with, of course, us introducing us to Nini, which was for the first time when this one shot originally came out, but of course we've already been introduced to these characters from the original anime series when that came out a couple years ago, which, by the way, you can also, and I might as well mention this now, you also get to really see just how old, you know, the original one shot was, because you see Noelle carrying her phone, and it's like an iPhone 10 or an iPhone X. I never forgot what exactly the X, if it was meant to be pronounced as X or iPhone 10, but which was like the newest phone that came out. This was back in like 2018, I think, is when this original one shot had originally came out, if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure that was actually also like the first ever like manga like chapter reaction or chapter or one shot reaction I ever did at that point in my channel. Back when I just started doing the whole comic reactions thing. So nice little fun fact for you guys there. But also, speaking of manga chapter reaction, I might as well mention this right now, guys. Because I completely forgot, because this is something I know I realized I did mention in that channel update video I made like around the summer. You guys sound like, hey, here's the future of the channel now that I graduate from film school. But also, I will be picking up my first girlfriend as a gal again soon. Like, once I'm done with Bleach, I'm gonna get started working on those and getting those chapters back and getting caught up to that series and getting the chapter reactions back after that. It's gonna take me a while. I'm probably gonna be spamming y'all with videos. I'll probably with how many chapters I have to burn through and react to for you guys. But I'll get back to that one when that day comes. But anyway, so yeah, just wanted to say, because I forgot to mention in that video. But anyway, we get introduced to Noelle. She's wearing her normal school uniform as she's heading over to, of course, one of the phone booths to transform and, meet up with Nini. And, of course, we then get our first introduction to Oisushi, as I believe is how you pronounce the dog's name. At least that's how it sounded like in the Japanese. That sounded like how they pronounce. You guys know I was always pronouncing it like Oishi while I was reading the manga chapters. But yeah, Oishi, man, Osushi, such a cute dog, man. And I'm pretty sure I might have mentioned this in my Burn the Witch reviews, but in case I didn't, you guys may know that actually Osushi is actually based off of Kubo's dog he has currently, man, which there's an entire Twitter account dedicated to the pictures that he posts. I'm pretty sure this is off from his like fan club website thing he has going on, man, which, yeah, his dog is super cute as well, man, like the cutest dog ever, man. So, little fun fact for you guys if you guys did not know that. And of course, we get our first introduction to Balgo, and he's like, ha ha ha, Nini, you fell, Noelle, excuse me. Noelle, you fell for my trap. And he's like, now I'm finally gonna see your panties. Which, I will say this right now, I don't know if I had mentioned this before in previous video, but like, I will never understand Japan's obsession with panties and panty shots in anime. I have never understood the appeal of it, man. I have never understood why this is such a prevalent thing in Japan. People over there just seem to love panty shots in their fan service anime, bro. That's just a massive thing. People love their panties. They're always like, oh, I want to see your panties. I don't know why this is such a thing in Japan, man. Like, I swear to God, I'm pretty sure I saw some video on YouTube a while ago that's like, there was like a vending machine that had like used panties in it or something like that, or had panties in it for you to buy in a vending machine. Which, like I said, I will never understand why this is such a thing in Japanese media, why the Japanese love their panties and panty shots, man. But hey, to each their own, I suppose. I guess that's just a cultural difference from us Americans, you know. But yeah, man, he tried to go and finally see that he can finally see Noel's panties. Of course, he fails. Gets a roundhouse kick to the face for his troll man. It looked devastating. And one thing I found kind of funny is that we actually never get to see Noel's panties, and we never actually get a panty shot in this episode. I'm pretty sure this wasn't in the one shot either, which I found kind of funny because, you know, like with her leg up and everything, usually most anime studios, especially if this is like the early to mid 2000s, bro, they would have taken that good shot to give us a good looking for panties, but not today, man. Not Studio Color. They're like, no. You will not get to see Noel's panties. So he's screaming at her like, "Oh, that! What are you doing? What are you doing? That could have hit me." And you know, and like, no, it wouldn't have hit you because I wasn't even aiming for you. He tries to attack. He tries to go for her again, but then gets like an uppercut to the face that sends him down. And then finally gives Oisushi the doggy treat. God, this dog is so cute. And so then she uses the phone booth and, of course, transports over to where Nini is. Which also, one other thing I noticed that got cut from this episode, from the one-shot. You guys remember from the original one-shot, they were always kind of teasing the fact that this was, and it wasn't until revealed to the very end that, of course, the Burn the Witchverse is in the same universe as Bleach. And this is like kind of like, then, you know, the witches are like the British or the UK's Soul Reapers. Like their whole thing when they had they were playing cool, was playing coy with it, like having like the Soul Society part of the logo always kind of being like broken off, or you couldn't really get a clear view of it until the very end where it says like, hey, by the way, this is Soul Society, this is in the same universe as Bleach. Here they don't have that. They just kind of showed off. They cut that whole scene where it is revealed and kind of just have the Soul Society logo just fully visible throughout this OVA, man. So, which makes sense because of course we all know this is in the Bleach universe by this point, man. So it makes sense to cut that part. But that was something I did notice. Anyway, Nini gets introduced. You guys can probably hear James screaming with glee to see his girl back once again. They rush over to like some bus or whatever. It'll kind of remind you of the bus from My Neighbor Totoro, which could fly. Nini manages to grab the door right before it closes, open it up, and they of course take their leap over to their headquarters. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I also gotta say the OST here during this little montage area as they make it back over to the Wingbind headquarters, they like stamp their stamps on like this board or whatever, which Nini almost completely misses, like it just barely gets in there, I know. Well, Noel is right square in the middle, man, which I thought was kind of funny. So the chief sends him off on this harvesting mission to grab some grapes for some champagne. Very low level job, because of course Nini, like she was in the one shot, of course. I believe she was like this in the series as well. Got play like, oh, I want to get promoted already. What is this shit? So we quickly go over back to Balgo as he's telling his friend about this whole thing with Noel and like the tower and like the tower going into reverse London and all that. He's like, oh my god, I want to see your panties. This was not imaginary. Blah 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 blah. And you know, he just wants to talk about Noel's pants. I do not know what this dude's such like. And the weird part is like, we are in the UK. We are in England, man. We are in the UK. We are in the Western world. We are not Japan. So I do, and maybe this is just Kubo, just, you know, of course, it's, you know, just because, of course, Kubo is Japanese and reads manga, so, like, I guess it's just, like, those manga sensibilities just kind of bleeding into it's just, even though we're in, like, the Western world, we're in the UK, so, like, nobody, at least as far as I know, the UK, or it's, like, there's a bunch of a thing in the UK, so the whole thing about pain is definitely a Japan thing, but, you know, then again, you got character named, like, Noel, you know, being, like, a Japanese, like, it's supposed to be, like, mostly a male name, but in Japan, it's, like, a female name. Of course, you got Oishi as the name of the dog, you know, so, like, there's definitely the Dragon Ball and the Sailor Moon references that appear later on in the episode as like Noel's ringtones that appear as well. So regardless of such, man, we then after that we then cut back over to Nini as like once again she's complaining that she just wants to climb the ladder and become Sabres, if I'm saying that right. Which I'm assuming is like the next ramp up. So then they have to climb this like giant ass camel looking creature that's like, it looks like the size of a fucking Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus, man. Like they're like having to climb this thing up to get these grapes. So they start climbing out there. Like I said, Noelle and Nini is complaining the entire time. We figure out how humans can't make direct contact with dragons. If they do, they take all their negative notes and become dark dragons. So as they climb up there, Noelle gets a face full, a body full, even of this camel's like breath or whatever this mist stuff is, which I'm assuming must smell horrible. Since her whole body got covered into that, man. That was a direct hit. If I've ever seen one, that one. We have her back over to Balgo. He's trying to figure out how to get the phone booth to work to show into reverse London, but of course it doesn't work because he doesn't have the koi. And then his friend puts Oishi right on top of or sushi, excuse me. That's apparently how you actually pronounce it. And so right on his head, and right as he's about to leave, that's of course when Oisushi transforms into the dragon, leaving nothing behind but Oishi's skin, his fur, which is really gross when you think about that. This whole time from here on, for basically almost the rest of the episode, Balgo is literally just holding on to like dead skin. He is holding on to just fur. Dead fur that is hollow, that has no body in it, man. Just like, it's also kind of a little disgusting and gross when you actually think about it. No lie. So they finally reach to the top, they get the damn grapes, and then of course Noelle's phone starts ringing. Of course, it is the Dragon Ball recap music, which I mentioned before, which I don't even know if this was even mentioned in the one shot where they actually had like Dragon Ball and the Sailor Moon theme playing as Noelle's ringtones, or if this was just something new for the actual episode. But it was pretty cool as well to see like these little Easter eggs. And it's kind of weird. It's also because this wasn't made by Toei as well, which both Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball were. So I'm assuming there were probably some expensive ass licensing fees, or maybe the director of this anime knows someone high up in Toei, and that's how they're able to make this work. Whatever the case may be, she gets a call from the boss saying to drop the harvesting out, and of course do an extermination, which of course exterminating the dragon that came out of Oisushi. They use a coin gate to get over there instantly. Animation here looks amazing. The colors, as we see like this, I don't even know how you describe this thing. This portal into this portal opened up, man. It just looks amazing. The colors were fantastic. The animation was fantastic. Just looked amazing across the board. We have our back to Balgo as an original for the dragon. I love the way this looked. The lighting here was amazing. I love like the sunset they have. A darkish crowds, like little bits of darkest blue sky, reddish crowds. The lights starting to come in there from the phone booth and everything, man. Just looked bad. This whole part of the episode, man, looked incredible. Eventually, Noelle and Nini get there, and of course, Balgo instantly Noelle's like, oh, hi, Noelle. He's like, oh, you're flying. Because, of course, he is a normal person. He cannot see stuff from reverse London, so he cannot see the dragon thing that she is riding on. Which makes me wonder, because you guys remember at the start of the episode, when they were in that My Neighbor Totoro looking bus, that kind of looked like a dragon. They were kind of looking out the window, and then like people were like waving at Nini with having like this little like flag thing that had her name on it, which made me wonder, what did they see? Did they just see her flying in the air with the birds, or did they actually see her in like a plane or something? I want to know what they look like for them. So yeah, that kind of makes me wonder what happened with that scene. So anyway, we get there, and of course the dragon instantly says, "I want to see your panties." And of course, Noelle instantly knows that it's Balgo screaming his name. Of course, that's when they meet, and we get to there. And of course, Balgo, being the simp for Noelle that he is, he's like, "Oh my god, even her angry face is cute. Is super cute." And Noelle, man, she ain't having nothing. She is tired of this man's shit, and she is ready to throw the book at this man and give him the death penalty for causing this trouble. But Nini stops her, and Nini, of course, asks her, like, "Hey, who is this? Hey, what is this lump of fur he's carrying around, etc." Kind of giving the backstory of that, as well as we find out that that the dragon was using like dead humans or whatnot, or corpses in general as disguises is nothing new. This was going up well into like the 1800s, and of course I'm assuming reverse London, WB started to clean it up, and of course their numbers dropped down drastically. So after all that, no, Selby, I believe is Bogle's friend's name. He's kind of going like, bro, you're like, oh, she just died. You're out here, and that's the reaction. He's excited to see Noelle again, and he's like, no, oh, she ain't dead. He's just lived. Like, bro, did you not see the dragon coming out of his? Bro, this man is delusional. But at the same time, bro, I understand he doesn't want to believe like his pet is dead. You know what I mean? So there is that too. But yeah, and of course, as he's going off, the man slips and says there's a mention that there's like a dragon coming right after us. He's like, oh, can you actually see something? Of course, that's when he realizes that he has done that. He is fucked up. So Nini gets in there, and of course Shelby transforms into his dragon, grabs Nini, and throws her into the building. Which once again, the animation here looked amazing. I gotta say, bro, seeing the shot of this dragon that Shelby once was, it was so surreal to finally see this anime, man. Because you guys know, I reacted to the one shot, as I mentioned before the start of the thing, I reacted to the one shot when it released, and it was also in the thumbnail, which, I'm low-key tempted to maybe try and see if I can recreate my original thumbnail I did for the one shot for this review, just for the lulz, just to see if it would even be possible for me, just to see how it would look. I don't know. You guys will obviously know when the video comes out which direction I went, but it was kind of surreal to finally see us get this shot get in, because it's like this was like the one shot that really stuck with me from the one shot was this dragon. I always thought this dragon looked really cool. I love the design of this dragon. And it looks super creepy as well. And I love the way the lighting was here, the red, the black, man. Like, whoever did this OVA, man, shouts to them, man. They did a great job here, man. All the animators at Studio Coloring that worked on this, man, did an amazing job, man. So, right before he's going to attack her, he mentioned that he's like, oh, I'm going to eat a witch to become mortal. Nini tells him that's a superstition, and Noelle manages to save her at the very last second and gets her out there. The dragon catches up with him, throws him down to the ground. We're back with Nini as she gets out of some debris and is once again melted by Balgo, and she's telling him to get the hell out of here, but he doesn't want to just yet. The dragon lands, and of course, and then Balgo starting to finally see the dragon's full form before the dragon once again attacks Nini, but Balgo stops the attack and of course gives this whole soliloquy about how he can't abandon his friend, and that you were alive longer than the original Selby, and that you always thought that I was thought of you my best friend, blah 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 blah. Noelle comes in there with the most devastating super kick I've ever seen, man. Shawn Michaels will be proud. She is done with this bullshit, man. She is tired of this shit, but she acknowledges Balgo's courage, and says like, hey, you were actually kind of cool here for a moment before she finally deals with the film. I gotta say, bro, I don't even remember this in the one shot, man, but yo, Noelle is fucking badass as hell here, man. Like, yo, I like, me personally, between Noelle and Nini, man, I think I lean more towards Noelle, man. I think I've always leaned a little bit more to Nini. Sorry, James, but this one definitely put me in the Noelle camp, man. She was fucking badass here, man. Love this part of the episode, man. And once again, the effects work for her blast when she fires her gun and deals the killing blows dragon looked absolutely incredible, man. I love the look of this, man. It looked amazing. So Balgo is shocked that they actually killed the dragon because he thought it was going to all lead to them sparing it, but not. They're witches, man. That's their job, is to kill dark dragons. So we get to a time skip where they eventually get back over to back to the headquarters, where we find out that Balgo is a dragon cloud, which I think this is where the one shot ended. I forget if this was like right when the manga series actually took over, or this was right when the one shot ended. I don't remember for certain. And of course, both Noelle and Nini are shocked by this revelation. Flabbergasted, especially Noelle, man. She just looks straight up horrified. We see that Oishi is once again back, man. Now he has his own wings, man. She says, bro, this dog is so fucking cute, man. I will not deny. And Kuro's dog itself, it's himself as well, is super cute as well. Seriously, go find that Twitter account, man. The pictures he posts, man. That dog is so cute. So then we get to the ED, and the ED looks amazing. I love the song they were playing right here, man. And then, right after all that, we then get post-credit scene, which is basically the opening of the first chapter when the series became a full series. Like I said, this actually got skipped originally for the end, which makes me wonder if they were always planning on doing this. They did the original series, and then when that was up, they were going, okay, we're going to do the OVA eventually, and then we're going to throw the section, throw the scene back in here that we cut out. So you know, she's doing her whole morning routine. And we see that Balgo's living with her, and then her phone starts ringing, which is of course the Sailor Moon theme, which, like I said, nice little reference there. And tells Balgo to enter her phone, and Nini is screaming at her. Was like I said, it was surreal to see this shot again, because this was another shot used for one of my thumbnails for the series, for the chapter reaction I did. So it's kind of surreal finally see this get to anime as well, because of course, you know, this part of the episode, this part of the chapter initially got to. And she's pissed off that Noelle got all the credit for the taking down the dragon. She didn't get any, man. So she's pissed off about that. And that's basically where the episode ends, basically leading in directly to when the actual main anime series takes over. But yeah, man, like I said, this was a fantastic episode, man. The art and animation was spectacular, man. It looked amazing. The voice acting was fantastic as well. The music was great as well, man. Just, yeah, nothing more I could say other than that, man. It was a fantastic episode, man. And yeah, I don't know when we're going to get more Burn the Witch content, when the manga's going to resume or anything, man. I wouldn't be surprised. It's now that we got Rebirth of Souls coming out for Bleach. I wouldn't be surprised we won't probably get any more news regarding to Bleach or Burn the Witch till after the Blood War anime is finally finished and complete, or maybe at least when we get to like around Core 4. But we'll have to wait and see on that, man. But anyway, guys, overall, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow your socials if you feel like it. Links subscribe below. And as always, for more. See you guys next time.
You are